Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. Steve Buzza here, and I'm back in Florida after my epic road trip with Megan Golf Pro. So there's loads of videos going on the channel and they'll be uploaded from now probably the next few weeks. But I also was lucky enough to go to Shinnecock Hills for the US Open, first experience of the US Open on the practice round on the Wednesday and then the first round on the Thursday. So this video is about the 3 things that you can learn and apply to your golf game. Brooks Koepka is an athlete. He is almost superhuman, so congrats. But this video isn't just to say he is brilliant. What can you learn from the 4 days? And I'm going to start with too many amateurs. They take on too risky shots when they've made a mistake, certainly off the tee. What I was seeing a lot of the tour pros do is once they missed that fairway and realized they couldn't get to the green, they were just hitting out sideways. You know, they were making sure they got back on the fairway so then they could try and maybe make the par from there, but more importantly, keep that big score off of the card. I think too many amateurs will try and, even if they realize they can't go to the green, try and advance it as close as they can. What that can mean is, like, so Shinnecock, it means you might then find the rough again. It might not come out at all. It might be a case you play a course that doesn't have long grass, but it has lots of trees. So you try and get your ball through a gap that's a bit too small. If you pull it off, brilliant. But if you get it slightly wrong, you catch the tree, it comes back at you, you know, you make that big score. So once you've made a mistake, just get it back in play. If you're a golfer that has a handicap, you'll probably find you're just using the shot that you were owed on that hole anyway. So you can then hit the green, no harm done. The second one, and this is what Shinnecock was talked about the most, was firm, fast greens. So firm, fast greens, unfortunately, don't like to accept golf balls. They will try and kick it off the sides as much as they can. So you have to realize when your greens get firm at your local course, they're gonna play smaller. So try and get it into the middle of the green, because then that gives you scope. And then also, if you've got sloping greens, try and keep it below the hole. So that is gonna take a lot of pressure off of you. You don't want to be having to rely on your short game like Justin Rose did in the 3rd round, because it's a very stressful day for you. Try and get it into the middles, take away those big scores. If you've got uphill putts, again, you can feel like you can have a run for the birdies or the pars rather than getting very scared hitting back down those hills. So big greens don't like balls, play very conservative. My final tip that I think you can learn from the US Open is the US Open, unlike all of the other tour events that you'll watch, is you see great players making what looks like very silly mistakes. You know, it really brings us down into what would appear to be like us. That's not the case. You know, if you took the average golfer in those conditions, you wouldn't finish, but it does give you a chance to kind of resonate with a tour pro. But the thing that I will see on tour pros is once they make the mistake, they're not going to get over exertive on the next hole. They're not going to change to driver instead of an iron. You know, you have to just accept golf is tough, and it's happened, it's in the past. If you try and make up for things, what tends to happen is we kind of get on that bogey train, you know, the score starts to slip away from us. So I think that's the biggest thing an amateur can take from the US Open is, yes, players make mistakes, but don't let it define your round. Accept it and try and then play the conservative or the strategy that you were planning to play on the rest of the holes, and then add your score up at the end. You'll probably find if you do that, and especially if you do it over multiple weeks and months, your handicap will start to lower because you're going to stop having these big scores or one big score totally ruining your day. So I hope this video helps. I hope you enjoyed this US Open. I certainly did. Shinnecock is a beautiful place. I know it got tough, but I think it produced some great golf on Sunday, and it produced a worthy champion, and what more could you ask for? So hope you've enjoyed the video. Get some comments down below. Are you somebody that doesn't do one of the 3 things that I just said and thinks that a simple change like that might be able to lower your scores and subsequently your handicap this summer? Hope to catch you soon.